Eastwind Consulting, LLC. We are security and emergency medical consultants that specialize in helping you plan for, prevent, and mitigate the risk of targeted violence, active shooter incidents in your school, business, place of worship, or other institution. Eastwind Consulting. Protect what matters. Think of all the institutions that are part of your life. Are you prepared to deal with an active shooter in that institution? My guess is probably not, at least not as prepared as you could be. The fact is, the majority of people have real questions, a small percentage have real answers, and everyone wishes it would go away. But it will not. If you were like me, you can remember a time in our nation when the public notion of a mass shooting simply didn't exist. Those days are gone. For virtually any industry or institution in America where people gather, the threat of violence against everyone involved is very real. The perpetrator could be an upset customer, a disgruntled employee or their significant other, an angry student, and the list just goes on. When the threat is everywhere, the threat could be anywhere, and to deal with it, you must have a plan in place long before the time when you'll need it. That's the bad news. Here's the good news. Yes, there is a very real threat, but you manage real threats every day. Statistically speaking, your drive to work poses far more of a threat to you than an active shooter, yet you barely pay attention to it. Why not? Because you understand it. You train for it. You have built-in contingencies to mitigate it, and you take extra steps to protect those who are more vulnerable because they are what matter to you most. You can do that here too, and we can show you how. We are Eastwind Consulting, started by former Police Corporal Joseph Stewart, a law enforcement trainer and active shooter subject matter expert. Our innovative approach to the active shooter threat is based on years of experience teaching police the skills, the philosophy, and the mindset needed to work through this problem from start to finish. We recognize that the idea of being face to face with an active shooter is a terrifying concept. Consequently, most people avoid thinking about it. As such, most of the measures currently in place simply check the box. What that means is that the plan is probably just a little more than hoping it doesn't happen. That's not us. We are your partners from start to finish. We understand that stopping the threat is only part of the solution. We believe, deep down to our core, that meeting this challenge requires changing how you see this phenomenon. We believe that you can't just leave it to the police to protect what matters, though they are an integral part of any solution. We believe that through a combination of proper training, testing, and collaboration with your team, your community, and the first responders that will come to your rescue, that we can build an integrated response that will allow you to understand the risk, avoid disaster whenever possible, and build the skills and confidence needed to make life-saving decisions in the moment, thereby mitigating your losses to the best of your ability. No plan is perfect. We will never claim to remove all the risk. But if we work together, we can create solid practices that allow you to understand the threat, train for it, build contingencies to mitigate it, and take extra steps to protect those who are vulnerable. In the end, you will be able to rest assured that you did everything you could do to protect what matters. At Eastwind Consulting, we are committed to helping you do just that, from start to finish. It all starts with an assessment.